Welcome to Lantern Theater's Zoom performance of Chapter 2, written by Neil Simon. First, we'd like to thank Janine Dillon and the Long Beach Public Library for helping us bring theater to the community. To get the most out of today's performance, we would appreciate if you would put your screen on speaker mode so that you see only one actor at a time on your screen. If you're seeing only me right now, you're in speaker mode and you're all set. If, however, you are seeing a series of boxes with the actors, go to the upper right-hand corner of your screen and click on the button that says Gallery View. That will change your screen to speaker view. If you're having trouble hearing the performance, it's probably because you need to turn up the volume on your own computer. So take a moment or two to adjust your volume. You have been muted, and we ask that you do not touch any of the microphone controls. Please just stay on mute. After the show, we will ask you to unmute and turn on your video so you can ask questions and chat with the actors. The play will be done in 2 acts with about a 5-minute intermission in between. Please stay logged into this Zoom meeting during intermission. You can walk away from your computer, but please don't log out. Please keep in mind that all of the actors are in their own homes using Zoom for this performance. We ask that you're patient with the technology as there may be small issues here and there. Neil Simon's semi-autobiographical Chapter 2 examines what it means to truly love someone else and asks whether finding a soulmate can happen more than once in a lifetime. The play, which takes place in 1975, focuses on a recently widowed writer, George, who is to be introduced by his press agent brother, Leo, to soap opera actress Jenny Malone, who is herself recently divorced. Do George and Jenny meet? Do George and Jenny want to meet? At the same time, Leo and Jenny's friend Faye, both married to other people, are in their own ways discovering new relationships. Let's see how George, Jenny, Leo, and Faye get together to write the second chapter of their lives. Also, because we're not on a stage, we have a narrator, that's me, to help give context to the scenes. Enjoy the show.
Love is lovelier the second time around, just as wonderful with both feet on the ground. It's that second time you hear your love song sung, makes you think perhaps that love like youth is wasted on the young. Love's more comfortable the second time you fall, like a friendly home the second time you call. Who can say what brought us to this miracle we found? There are those who bet love comes but once, and yet I'm oh so glad we met the second time around.
Act 1, Scene 1. George is looking through mail as Leo enters.
George, you're not going to believe this. I found a parking space right in front of the building. First time in 4 years. I think I'll buy an apartment here. I don't want to give up that space.
George puts down a suitcase.
Christ, it's 4 degrees in here. Where do you turn the heat on? I smell gas. Do you smell gas, George?
What?
Gas, for God's sake.
He runs into the kitchen as George continues to read the mail. Leo returns.
It was on. Didn't you check it before you left? Well, good thing I didn't have a cigar on me. One match, we'd both be back in Italy. Where do you turn the heat on? George,
What?
where's the thermostat?
The thermostat? It's,
Take your time. Accuracy is important.
I'm sorry. The thermostat is on the wall when you come into the bedroom.
Are you all right?
No. Am I supposed to be?
You lost weight, didn't you?
I don't know. Couple of pounds.
Sure. Who could eat that lousy food in Paris and Rome?
Do you smell gas?
What?
I smell gas.
I think your nose is having jet lag, George.
I was going to stay another week in Rome. Then I said, no, I have to get back. I'm really anxious to be home. I wonder why I thought that.
You've got to see the bathroom. You left the shower dripping with the little window wide open. There are icicles hanging everywhere. It's beautiful. Looks like the John and Dr. Zhivago. What are you reading?
My mail.
Anything interesting?
He exits to the kitchen.
Not unless you like letters of condolences. Thought I answered my last one before I left.
Leo comes out of the kitchen holding up food.
You want to see sour milk? You want to see white bread that's turned into pumpernickel all by itself?
You want to listen to something, Leo?
George, you just got home. You're tired. Why don't you defrost the bathroom and take a bath?
Oh, just one letter. Dear Mr. Schneider, my name is Mary Ann Patterson. We never met, but I did know your late wife, Barbara, casually. I work at Sabrina's, where she used to come in to have her hair done. She was so beautiful and one of the warmest people I ever met. I always used to tell her my troubles, and she always found some terrific thing to say to cheer me up. I will miss her smiling face and the way she used to come bouncing into the shop like a little girl. God bless you and keep you. Mary Ann Patterson. What the hell did I read that for?
It's very nice. It's a sweet letter, George.
Barbara knew a whole world of people that I never knew. She talked to people all year long that I only said hello to at Christmas.
I think you could have used another month in Europe.
What, you mean I was supposed to come home and forget I had a wife for 12 years? Doesn't work that way, Leo. It's perhaps the dumbest trip I ever took. London was bankrupt. Rome was on strike. Why do Americans go to grief-stricken Europe to try to get over being stricken with grief?
Beats me. I always thought you could have just as rotten a time here in America.
It was very spooky in London. You know, I kept walking around the streets looking for Barbara. I know it's crazy, Leo, but I really thought to myself, it's a joke. You know, she's just playing out some romantic fantasy. The whole world thinks she's gone, but we meet clandestinely in London and we move into a flat and we disappear from everyone and live our lives out in secret. She would have thought of something like that, you know.
But she didn't. You did.
In Rome, I really got sore at her. I mean, really mad. How dare she do a thing like this to me? I would never do a thing like this to her. Never. Like a nut. I'm running up the Via Veneto screaming my dead wife's name.
In Italy, they probably didn't pay attention.
In Italy, they agree with you. Okay. Leo, my big brother, I'm back. Chapter 2 in the life of George Schneider. Where the hell do I begin?
I don't know. You want to go to a dance?
You know you're cute, Leo. Does Marilyn think you're cute?
Yeah, it's not enough. I want all the women to think so.
Everything okay at home?
Couldn't be better.
You sure?
Never ask a question like that twice. Look, I gotta go. How about poker on Thursday?
I'll let you know.
Want me to get tickets to the Knicks game Saturday?
We'll talk about it.
How about dinner on Sunday? Monday? Maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. Hey, George.
I'm okay. I promise. Just give me a little time, okay?
I don't know what to do for you. I feel so goddamn helpless.
Maybe you could come up tomorrow and show me how to open tuna fish.
Now I'm mad. I think it stinks too. I'm not going to forgive her for a long time, George.
Leo walks over to George and embraces him.
Listen, I'm coming back next week, and the two of us are getting bombed. You understand? I mean, I want you discussing.
Leo exits.
Okay. Let's take it one night at a time, folks.
Blackout. Scene 2. Jenny Malone enters her apartment carrying a suitcase, followed by Faye Medwick, also carrying a small bag.
I don't care how much traffic there was. No way is it $26 from Kennedy Airport to 86th Street. I mean, listen, Jenny, it is one thing to pay for his gas. It's another to put his daughter through college. You remember that cabbie last year? He picked up this Mexican family at the airport, drove them into the city, and charged them $60. He told them, in America, the cab fare starts from the time you get on the plane. Hey, it is nice and warm in here. Did you leave the heat on for 2 weeks?
I told the doorman I was coming back today. He probably turned it on this morning.
Organized. You are so damned organized. I'm hungry. We should have stopped off at the grocery.
Oh, I dropped an order off with them before I left. They may have delivered it this morning.
Faye exits to the kitchen.
It's all there. Jesus, you fly 2,000 miles to get a divorce and you remember to leave a grocery order?
It's that Catholic upbringing. I majored in discipline. 462, please.
Your plants look nice too. You had them watered, right?
3 times a week.
You have the nerve to tell that to a woman with a dead lawn and 2 fallen trees.
Thank you. I'm going to change my answering service. I get such boring messages.
Is there anything you forgot?
Nothing. I've got everything planned up until 5 o'clock. Starting at 5:01, help. Oh, if it's so warm in here, why am I shivering?
You just cut off 6 years of your life.
You know, I never realized how many books I had never read. Okay, catch 22. We're going to take it one more time.
No, you see, I think that's wrong. To tackle heavyweight material is not what you should be doing now. I would read filth.
She looks out the window.
Oh, God.
What?
I am watching the most gorgeous naked person across the street.
Man or woman?
I can't tell. It's a rear view.
Oh, probably Lupe, the Spanish dancer. Beautiful body.
I mean, fantastic. Women. No wonder we drive men crazy. Some of us. Tell me, have you ever fantasized making love to a beautiful woman?
You are not going to make any advances, are you, Faye? I'm really very tired.
You know, Sydney and I had dinner with friends last week. A couple married 20 years. The man never stopped fondling his wife for a minute. They both said it was the best time of their lives, that they never really knew how to enjoy each other until now. And I thought to myself, shit, 12 years to go until the good times.
Did you tell that to Sydney?
Not yet. I can't get an appointment with a secretary.
Oh, I don't understand you. I know more about what's wrong with your married life than Sydney does. What do you think would happen to you if you would just tell him what you tell me in the privacy of this room?
Oh, I think the next time you'd be picking me up at the airport.
Oh, God, that infuriates me. Why are we so intimidated? You know, I wasted 5 lousy years with Gus trying to justify the one good year I had with him. Dumb. You're dumb, Jenny Malone. All of us. We shouldn't get alimony. We should get the years back. Wouldn't it be great if just once the judge said, I award you 6 years, 3 months, 2 days, and custody of your former youthful body and fresh glowing skin.
Boy, I would be in such terrific shape if you were my mother.
Oh, don't give me too much credit. I talk a terrific life. Now go on home. I want to crawl into bed and try to remember what my maiden name was.
You're going to be all right, Jenny. I mean, being here all alone.
No, but I want to be.
You can call me in the middle of the night. Sydney and I aren't doing anything.
Blackout. The doorbell rings. George opens the door and Leo enters.
Sit down. I've got to talk to you.
Leo, there's a woman on the phone asking me for a date.
Yeah, so?
Her husband was my chiropractor. He left her for some ice skater in Las Vegas.
What does she look like?
Like someone you would leave for an ice skater in Las Vegas.
So what's your problem?
What do you mean? What's my problem? I don't want to have dinner with her.
What do you want to have?
Nothing. I want her to hang up. I don't want her to call me. She's probably a very nice woman, and I don't want to be cruel to her, but I don't want to have dinner with her.
Would you feel better if I took her out? What's her name? I'll talk to her.
Leo, please. Mrs. Zorn, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Mrs. Zorn, I always found it better to be completely honest, and I'm really not all that anxious to go out at this particular time. Well, I have tried it a few times, and it wasn't all that successful. I don't think I'm psychologically ready. Well, I don't think I can give an exact date as to when I will be ready. Yes. Yes, well, you sound charming too. Well, if I do reconsider, I will call. Goodbye. Christ, Leo, this guy leaves me with a bad back and his wife. Leo, women call me up. They call me up on the phone.
What else would they call you up on?
They're so frank about it, so open. They just come right out with it. Well, how do you do? I'm recently widowed myself. Or, hi, I'm a divorcee. I'm legally separated. I'm illegally separated. One woman called. I swear her husband was just on vacation.
Listen, George, next to Christmas, loneliness is the biggest business in America.
You don't find that sad?
Certainly, I find it sad. Now, if you want to feel sorry for yourself and everyone else in the world that suffered a loss, that's your concern. It is my job to brighten up the place. I am God's interior decorator, and he has sent me to paint you 2 coats of happiness.
Leo, don't do this to me again.
This is different. This girl requires a serious discussion. George, I think I found buried treasure. You hear me out?
I haven't recovered from last week's buried treasure. All right, it's my own fault. I should have known from that first phone conversation with her. 3 honeys, 2 sugars, and 1 babe was a sure tip-off. I'm very busy, Leo. I've written 300 pages of my new book, and I haven't had an idea yet.
All right, I apologize. I misunderstood. I just thought you wanted someone to have a good time with.
Look at me, Leo. I'm a regular person. I eat fruit. I wear slippers. What makes you think I'm going to like some jazzy blonde with a dyed zigzag dark blue streak in her hair? She looked like the cover of a record album.
What a terrific body. You've got to admit, that body was put together by someone who is very close to God.
I booked a table at one of the finest French restaurants in New York. I put on a nice blue suit, rang her doorbell, and this creature from Star Wars answers the door. You know what kind of dress she was wearing? Huh? Electric. I didn't see where it was plugged in, but it was an electric dress.
But you had a good time, right? Right, George? come on, I went to a lot of trouble. Tell me you had a good time.
What do you mean I had a good time? A thunderstorm came up and I'm sitting there with a lightning rod. Go home, Leo.
George, I have set that girl up with some very heavy clients from Hollywood, and they have been very nice to me every Christmas.
Are you telling me she's a hooker? Are you telling me that outlet from Con Edison's a pro?
Would I do that to you, my own brother? Bambi's a terrific girl. A little flashy on the exterior, yes, but no hooker. Why? Did she charge you anything?
For what? I was wet. I was afraid to touch her.
Bad move on my part. Okay, some like it hot, some like it milk and cookies. I know better now. But if you're telling me you're ready for a serious woman, George, I met her last night at 21.
Close the door on your way out, Leo.
I have a feeling about this, George. Don't deny me my feelings.
Leo, please. I have my work. I have my friends. I have the Knicks and the Giants and the Mets. Hell, my life is full. There are no more Barbaras in the world. And if you meet one in your lifetime, God has been more than good to you. I will go out. I will meet people. But I have to find them in my own time. I love you for what you're doing. Just don't do it anymore.
Please let me describe her. A nose, a couple of eyes, one or two ears. Let me leave her number. You don't have to call her right away. Whenever you feel like it.
Leo writes a telephone number down on a piece of paper and exits. Blackout. Scene 4. The phone rings.
Hello? Oh, well, what a surprise. How are you, Gus? Fine. And how does it feel to be an ex-husband? It's been a long time since I heard your bachelor voice. You got your old pizzazz back. Oh, I sound different? I guess it's a combination of post-divorce blues and the Mexican water. I'm not sure. I've got 3 more weeks on the soap. I've got an offer to go to Washington and do a year of rep at the Arena Theater. And you? Well, hang in there. You always come up with something. It was very sweet of you to call, Gus. Well, I wish you every happiness too. This has been the nicest talk we've had in a long time.
The doorbell rings. Jenny goes to the door and opens it. It's Faye.
Do you believe in miracles?
Do you believe in saying hello?
Well, 2 miracles happened last night at 21. The producer of As the World Turns saw me at our table, called me today, and offered me a part.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, Faye, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, what's the part?
Her name is Jarlene Indigo.
Ooh, Jarlene Indigo.
Yes, she's the new cellist with the Boston Symphony.
I love it. Will you have to learn to play?
Yeah, by Monday.
What's the second miracle?
Well, do you remember that fellow Leo Schneider who came over to our table to say hello? Sydney doesn't know, but I used to date Leo when I first came to New York. Anyway, he's got this brother, George. He's recently widowed, and you're not listening. What are you doing?
Well, I am packing. And if you don't know that this is packing, how are you going to learn to play the cello?
Where are you going?
Home to Cleveland. I just have an overwhelming desire to sleep in my old tiny bed.
How long will you be gone?
Oh, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe.
In Cleveland, a couple of days are a couple of weeks. Look, can't you postpone it? Leo was going to try to get George Schneider to call you in, this week.
Faye, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't feel like dating right now.
Well, that's perfect. Neither does George Schneider. He's a writer, a novelist, I think. I met him once a few years ago. He's not gorgeous, but he's really very sweet looking with a very intelligent face.
Hey, please stop. I appreciate what you're doing. You and Sydney have been wonderful. I love the dinner at 21, and the date you fixed me up with was unusual but charming.
Oh, that's okay. I know you didn't like him.
Oh, it's not that I didn't like him. I couldn't see him. The man was 6 feet, 8 inches tall. All I could think of was, what if we got married and I had a baby? I'd be giving birth for days.
You sit there and scrutinize everyone you go out with.
I scrutinize?
Yeah, your eyes burn little holes in them. That poor fellow last night kept checking to see if his fly was open.
Fine, all right. I won't scrutinize if you will stop arranging my social life for me. I told you it's not important to me. Why do you do it?
I don't do it for you. I do it for me.
What?
I have visions of arranging the perfect romance for you. Someone with a dark, tragic background.
Jesus, do I have to live out my life with your fantasy?
What the hell? I'm arranging it. I might as well choose who I like. Look, I don't understand, Jenny. Are you telling me you're never dating again?
Yes, yes, I have dated. I have gone to parties and I have had it. If one more man greets me at the door with his silk shirt unbuttoned down to his navel, his chest hair neatly combed, and wearing more jewelry around his neck than me, I am turning celibate. I am going to spend the rest of my life doing good work in the theater. I'm going to read all the classics, starting with Agamemnon, and I'll work out my sex life the best way that I can. But first, I'll work it out in Cleveland.
Blackout. Scene 5, George's apartment 2 weeks later. George is on the phone.
Marilyn, George, is Leo there? Well, you can just yell into the bathroom. Ask him if he remembers where he left the phone number for Mrs. Jenkins or Jurgens, something like that. Well, she's the old woman that Leo told me about who used to work for the Harvard University Library about 40 years ago. No, it's research for the book. Would you? Oh, hey, wait a minute, Marilyn. Just a second. Ha, Marilyn, I found it. Yeah. Give Tina a kiss for me. Bye.
He checks the paper and dials the phone. The phone rings while Jenny enters her apartment. She puts down her suitcase and she answers the phone.
Hello?
Hello. Is this, I'm sorry. I'm not sure I have your name right. Well, this is George Schneider, Leo Schneider's brother. I believe he told you that I would be calling you.
George Schneider?
The writer.
Oh, God, yes, George Schneider. Oh, it seems so long ago. I'm sorry. You just caught me at a bad time. I just got off a plane and walked in the door.
Oh, I didn't know. Can I call you back?
Well, yeah, I suppose so. But look, I'll be very honest with you, Mr. Schneider. I'm going through sort of a transition period right now, and I'm not planning to date for a while.
Date? Oh, did Leo say I was going to call you for a date?
Well, he said you were going to call, so I assumed.
No, no, this wasn't a date call. Oh, very surprised at Leo, Miss. Well, is it Jenkins or Jurgens?
Is what?
Your name?
It's Malone, Jennifer Malone.
Jennifer Malone. No, that's wrong.
I could show you my driver's license.
That's not the name he gave me. Oh, geez, it's on the other side. I couldn't read his writing. Oh, Serene Jurgens is the one I wanted. Oh, well, she's an elderly woman, about 85 years old.
Well, you know what you want better than I do.
Look, I'm so embarrassed. Well, I was going to call you socially. I mean, another time. I mean, I really was.
Well, let's see how it goes with Serene first, okay? Goodbye.
The phone rings.
Hello?
It's me, I'm back.
You and the old lady didn't hit it off, huh?
Now I know who you are. The girl Leo met at 21, Jenny Malone.
That sounds right to me.
Anyway, I'm calling back because I wanted you to know that I got my phone numbers mixed up and Well, I didn't want you to think I wasn't calling you. I was. I mean, well, I wasn't then. I am now.
For a date?
Oh, no, not yet. Well, I thought I'd wait and explain the last call before I went ahead with the next call.
A little slow. Which call are we on now?
Well, this is the callback to explain the dumb call. Well, the charming call comes after we hang up from this one. Oh, look, I'll tell you the absolute truth. I haven't made a call to a nice girl in 14 years. And I wasn't even good at it then. If I seem inept, please bear with me.
Oh, you seem apt enough. The point is, Mr.
Oh, Schneider. It's George Schneider. I got it right here on the paper.
The point is, Mr. Schneider, as I told Faye to tell Leo to tell you, I really have to get my head together right now. And that's what I was going to do for the next few weeks. It was very nice talking to you, George. Goodbye.
The phone rings.
Hello?
This is the charming call.
I think I have a problem on my hands.
Oh, you don't, I promise. This is definitely our last conversation.
So why did you call back?
Well, I couldn't resist saying this is the charming call. No, seriously, I'm sorry if I intruded on your privacy. I know very much how you feel. And, well, I like the sound of your voice. And I also wanted to say, I hope you get your head together in good health. Now, this is the end of the charming call. Goodbye.
He hangs up, she hangs up, and the phone rings.
Hello?
You know, I was just trying to place your voice. California girl, UCLA.
Born in Cleveland, and I went to Bennington in Vermont.
Oh, how about that? So close. Well, Leo told me what you did, but I didn't pay attention.
And yet here you are calling me.
Only by mistake.
No, the first call was a mistake, and the second one was a call back explaining the mistake. The charming call was yours.
That's true. Well, you have a very good mind, Jenny Malone. Now you see why you got the charming call.
Oh, you're a writer, that's for sure. This is what they call repartee, isn't it?
No, this is what they call amusing telephone conversation under duress. So what is it that you do?
I'm an actress.
Oh, you didn't tell me you were an actress.
I'm sorry, wrong career?
Oh, no. Actresses can be very nice.
I appreciate your open-mindedness.
Wait a minute. I'm now extricating my foot from my mouth. That's better. So, well, you're an actress. I'm a writer. I'm also a widower.
Yes, Faye told me.
Hey?
Faye Medwick, she's the one pushing from my side.
Well, I understand you were recently divorced.
Oh, yes. How deeply do you intend going into this?
Sorry, I pry incessantly.
Oh, that's okay. I scrutinize. Look, you're a very interesting telephone person, Mr. Schneider. However, I have literally just walked in the door and I haven't eaten since breakfast. It was really nice talking to you. Goodbye.
She hangs up and waits for the phone to ring again, and the phone rings.
You were saying?
Listen, can I be practical for a second?
For a second, yes.
They're not going to let up, you know.
Who?
The pushers, Leo and Faye. Oh, they'll persist, they'll prod, they'll leave telephone numbers under books until eventually we have that inevitable date.
Oh, nothing is inevitable. Dates are man-made.
Whatever. The point is, and I assume you have an active career. Well, I'm a busy man who needs quiet and few distractions. So let me propose, in the interest of moving on with our lives, that we get this meeting over just as soon as possible.
What are you suggesting?
Well, what if we were to meet for just 5 minutes? You know, we could say hello, look each other over, part company, and then tell Leo and Faye that they have fulfilled their noble mission in life.
That's very funny.
Yet I hear no laughter.
Because it's not funny, it's stupid funny.
You think it's smarter to suffer an entire evening rather than a quick 5-minute hello and goodbye?
It's demeaning. It's like shopping, and I don't like being shopped.
Well, do you prefer window shopping? I mean, you could stand across the street and wave.
Am I talking to a serious person?
Oh, my friends tell me that I do have a certain charm. It's like gold, though. You do have to pan for it.
And what if during these 5 minutes we took a liking to each other?
You take a shot at 6 minutes?
I can't believe this conversation.
Look, if 5 minutes is too exhausting, we could have two and a half minute halves with an intermission.
Why am I intrigued by this? When would you like this momentous occasion to take place?
How about right now?
Right now? Oh, that's crazy.
Why not? I mean, I'm having trouble working anyway. Next week could be too late. Ms. Jurgens and I could be a hot item by then.
But I just got off a plane. I look terrible.
So did I. And I got off one 2 months ago. Look, this is just a quick look for Leo and Faye.
The Leo and Faye, huh? Oh, what the hell? Let's give it a shot.
Hey, terrific. What, where would you like to meet? How about your place?
Oh, that's out of the question.
Why?
I don't know why. Oh, 386 East 84th Street, apartment 12F.
Got it.
Write it down. You know, you have a bad history with numbers.
I'll be there in 8 minutes.
And you don't think this is a bizarre thing to do?
Oh, it's the weirdest thing I've ever come up with. But hey, we may be blazing the trail for millions of others.
And neither of us will be disappointed if we're disappointed, right?
Please, let's not build down our hopes too much.
Oh.
All right, see you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Smart move. George, smart.
Dumb. You are a dumb lady, Jenny Malone.
Blackout. Scene 6, Jenny's apartment, 20 minutes later. The phone rings.
Hello? Hey, I can't talk to you now. He's on the way over. George Schneider. Yes, you're George Schneider. Oh, it's not a date, it's a look. He looks at me and I look at him, and then you don't bother us anymore. I'll call you back when he leaves in 5 minutes. Because that's all it takes.
The doorbell rings.
Oh, damn it. He's here. I hate you. Goodbye.
Jenny answers the door.
Okay.
Is that a review?
No, just a response. Well, hello.
Hello?
This was a dumb idea, wasn't it?
Extremely.
I think I've put undue pressure on the next 5 minutes.
Oh, you could cut it with a knife.
If I came in, I think it would lessen the tension.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please, yes. Can I get you something to drink?
No, thanks. I don't drink.
Oh, neither do I.
Although I'd love a glass of white wine.
Oh, so would I. Please sit down.
Thank you.
George looks around the apartment.
Is it all right if I pry?
Sure.
Well, you can scrutinize later.
Jenny hands him a glass of wine.
Oh, Leo was right. You are very attractive.
Thank you.
I'm curious, and you don't have to answer this, but how was I described?
Not gorgeous, but an intelligent face.
That's true, I have. Well, you can ask this face anything. No matter how experienced you are, the process never seems to get easier, does it?
What process?
Mating.
Mating? My God, is that what we're doing?
Well, haven't you noticed? Well, first thing I did when I passed you, I inhaled that in our particular species, the sense of smell is the determining factor in sexual attraction.
This is just a guess. Do you write for Field and Stream?
Please give me a break, will you? I haven't done this in 14 years, and you're patient, though, I get a little interesting with a little kindness.
You're not uninteresting now.
Tell you the truth, you're not the first girl Leo's introduced me to. There were 3 others, all ranked with such disasters as, well, the Hindenburg and Pearl Harbor.
Oh, now I see. That's when the 5-minute plan was born. So tell me about them.
Oh, they defy description.
Oh, please defy it.
All right, let's see. Well, first there was Bambi. Her name tells you everything. Oh, then there was Vilma, dynamite girl.
Really?
Yep. She spent 3 years in a Turkish prison for carrying dynamite. Need I go on?
Oh, no, I think I had enough.
Since then, I've decided to take everything that Leo says with a grain of panic. Now I feel rather foolish because I was a little flippant with you on the phone, and now I find myself with an attractive and intelligent and what appears to be a very nice woman with an appealing sense of adventure.
You think so?
Oh, it's your 5 minutes too.
I was wondering why I said yes. I think it's because I really enjoyed talking to you on the phone. You're very bright, and I found I had to keep on my toes to keep up with you.
Oh, and that's unusual?
Well, I haven't been off my heels in years. What kind of books do you write?
Oh, spy novels. Well, I only had 2 published. They were a modest failure. That means bring us more, but not too soon.
I'd like to read them someday.
Oh, I'll send you a couple of cartons of them. I'm 50 years old.
Today?
No, in general.
Oh, is that statement of some historic importance?
No, I just wanted you to know because you look to be about 28 right now, and I feel like look like a rather inept 17, and I don't want you to think that I'm too young for you.
I'm 40.
Oh, well, that was very nice, wasn't it? I mean, looking at each other like that.
I wasn't scrutinizing.
Well, that's okay. I wasn't prying.
My hunch is that you're a very interesting man, George.
Well, my advice is play your hunches.
Can I get you some more wine?
Oh, no, thanks. I think I better get going. I think we've hit it off very well, if you've noticed.
I've noticed.
Therefore, I would like to make a regulation date, 7 to 12, your basic normal hours.
Aha, with grown-up clothes and makeup?
Bath, shower, everything.
Sounds good. Let's make it.
You mean now?
Would you rather go home and do it on the phone?
No, dangerous. Well, I could get the wrong number and end up with Mrs. Jenkins. Let's see, what day is it?
Tuesday.
How about Wednesday?
Wednesday works out well.
Well, you could play hard to get and make it Thursday.
No, let's stick with Wednesday, and I'll keep you waiting half an hour.
Oh, fair enough. Well, this was nice. I'm very glad we met, Jenny.
So am I, George.
I can't believe you're from the same man that gave us Bambi and Vilma.
He exits, blackout. Scene 7. George's apartment about a week later. Jenny enters, followed by George, who flops down on the sofa.
Oh, where are the lights, George?
I don't want you to look at me.
George, where are the lights?
She finds them and turns them on.
That hurts.
You want to lie down, George?
I'm so embarrassed. Just let me sit a few minutes. I'll be all right.
Just keep taking deep breaths.
This is the closest I've ever come to passing out.
Loosen your collar. I'll take your shoes off.
I mean, first I thought it was the wine, and then I thought it was the fish. Then I figured it was the bill.
Jenny begins to massage George's feet.
Oh, careful.
What?
I have very sensitive feet.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're perspiring all over. Let me get you a cold towel.
You mean my feet are sweaty? Oh, God. Is it over between us, Jenny?
Oh, shut up. I've rubbed sweaty feet before.
You have? Boy, you've really been around, haven't you?
She starts to unbuckle his belt.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, stop. I'm just unbuttoning your pants.
No, please, no premarital unbuckling. I'm all right, Jenny, really.
Oh, you look about 12 years old right now.
Oh, 17 last week, 12 this week. I'll be back in the womb by the end of the month.
She caresses the back of his head.
You're the sweetest girl.
Thank you.
I can't believe it's been a week. I feel like we're in our 4th year or something.
Have you felt that too? As though it's not a new relationship at all. I feel like we're picking up in the middle somewhere of something that started a long, long time ago.
That's exactly how it was when I walked in your door that night last week. I didn't say to myself, oh, how pretty or how interesting. I wonder what she's like. I said, it's Jenny. I've never met her, but I know her. How terrific it is to find her again.
Nice bumping into you again for the first time, George.
He has a pained expression on his face.
Oh, what is it? Is it the pain again?
He takes out a handkerchief and wipes his eyes.
George, oh, George, sweetheart, what? Tell me.
I don't know, Jenny.
It's all right. Whatever you're feeling, it's all right.
I keep trying to push Barbara out of my mind. I can't do it. Try, Jenny.
I know.
Don't really want to. I'm afraid of losing her forever.
I understand. It's all right.
Oh, I know I'll never stop loving Barbara, but I feel so good about you, and I can't get the two things together in my mind.
It all happened so fast, George. You expect so much of yourself so soon.
On the way over in the cab tonight, I'm yelling at the cab driver, can't you get there faster? And some nights I wake up saying, we're going to see Barbara again. I hope to God it's just a dream.
I love you, George. I want you to know that.
Give me a little time, Jenny. Stay next to me. Be with me. Just give me time to tell you how happy you make me feel.
I'm not going anywhere, George. You can't lose me. I know a good thing when I see it.
Jeez, I thought it was food poisoning, but it's just a mild case of ecstasy.
Why did it scare you so, George? We were just sitting there holding hands and you suddenly broke into a cold sweat.
Because it's not supposed to happen twice in your life.
Oh, who said so?
Well, stop asking intelligent questions, will you? You're talking to a man who just swooned into his butter plate. Come on, I'll show you the house.
I want to see everything.
So we start with the bedroom?
Okay.
Well, if we start with the bedroom, we end with the bedroom.
Endings are just beginnings backwards.
It's going to be one of those fortune cookie romances, eh?
They head for the bedroom. Blackout. Scene 9, George's apartment, 3 days later. Leo paces nervously.
George, will you let somebody else in New York use the phone?
George enters from the bedroom.
Leo, I'm sorry. It was an important call. I had to take it.
Are you all right?
I'm wonderful. Terrific. I mean, I haven't felt this good in a very long time. Now listen, Leo, I'm glad you dropped by.
You look tired. You don't have good color in your face.
Well, I have a painter come in next Tuesday. He can show me some swatches. Leo, you stop worrying about me? I want to talk with you.
I called you 1 o'clock in the morning last night. You weren't in.
Leo, I'm fine. Everything is wonderful.
I wanted to talk about me. I'm in trouble, George.
What?
Marilyn wants to leave me.
Oh, come on.
What? Is that a joke? My wife wants to leave me.
Why?
She's got a list. Ask her. She'll show it to you. She doesn't like my lifestyle. She doesn't like the hours I keep, my business, my friends, my indifference, my attitude, my coldness, and our marriage. Otherwise, we're in good shape. You know, I work in the theater. Life begins at 8 o'clock. The world isn't just matinees.
She's not going to leave you, Leo. This has been going on for years.
We took on 2 extra shows this season. The money was good. We needed it. I can't tell what the future is. I've got to make it now. I could be dead tomorrow.
That's possible. I guess she just wants to enjoy you while you're alive.
Sorry, George.
Oh, come on, Leo. I know how you feel. You'll work it out. You always have.
Not this time. She's leaving me the morning after Pinocchio.
Pinocchio. Well, what is that?
Tina is doing Pinocchio at school. Marilyn doesn't want to upset her until the play is over. Kid isn't even playing the lead. She's a herring that gets swallowed up by the whale.
Well, when is the show?
Thursday night. The only chance I have to save my marriage is if the play runs 4 years.
Oh, come on, Leo. You have a good marriage. I know.
Really? I'll invite you to sleep in our bedroom one night. You can listen. I'll tell you, George, the trouble with marriage is that it's relentless. Every morning when you wake up, it's still there. If I could just get a leave of absence every once in a while, a 2-week leave of absence. I used to get them all the time in the Army, and I always came back.
You're an interesting man, Leo. Someday I'll have to get to know you. In the meantime, there's this girl I've met, Jenny.
You've gone out with her. You like her.
Oh, I like her, Leo. She's extraordinary.
Isn't that wonderful? You know, I knew you'd like her. I only met her for 10 minutes, but I saw she had a vitality, a sparkle about her. I knew she would interest you.
Oh, she more than interests me, Leo. Crazy about it. I mean, crazy in love with her.
Well, we'll see. The point is you enjoy being with her, and that's very important for you at this time.
Well, Leo, you don't hear what I'm saying. I'm going to marry her.
Look, it's possible. She could be wonderful for you when things calm down, when you get to be your old self again. I would love to see that happen.
We're getting married on Monday.
Monday's a terrific day to get married. You missed the weekend traffic. Seriously, George, I'm glad you like the girl.
Well, we took the blood test and I got a license. Well, it's Monday morning at 10 o'clock, Judge Ira Markowitz's chambers. And I'd like you and Marilyn to be there.
To be where?
Come on, Leo, you heard me. Jenny and I are getting married on Monday morning.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Play that back again? What are you telling me? You mean on Monday morning, you're marrying a girl I met for 12 seconds in a restaurant?
I'm marrying Jenny. Jenny Malone.
Oh, good. You know both names, so you must have had a chance to talk to her.
I've lived with her for 20 hours a day for the last 2 weeks, and I know everything that I want to know about it.
2 weeks. You've known her for 2 weeks. I eat eggs that were boiled for 2 weeks. What the hell is 2 weeks?
Wait a minute. Well, what happened to how interesting she is? And, what happened to her vitality, her sparkle?
Can't you wait to see if she's still sparkling in 6 months?
6 days, 6 months. What the hell difference does it make? Well, I only knew Barbara for 8 weeks. That marriage lasted for 12 years.
George, you're vulnerable now. You're in no shape to make a decision like this.
You know me, Leo. I'm not self-destructive. I mean, I wouldn't do something that would hurt me and Jenny just to satisfy a whim. I love her. I want to make this commitment.
It's my fault, George. I never should have introduced you to Bambi. After Bambi, you were ready for anything. Just wait. You'd wait 6 weeks for a dentist appointment. That's with pain in your mouth.
Have dinner with us tonight, you and Marilyn.
I really don't think a couple breaking up is the best company for a couple starting out.
Call Marilyn. Tell her, maybe being around us will give you both a chance to work things out.
Why can't you accept the fact that Marilyn and I are separating?
And why can't you accept the fact that Jenny and I are getting married?
Oh, okay. What if you just wait a couple of months? Let her move in here with you. Is she against that? She's not a Mormon or anything, is she?
What's the point of delaying the inevitable? She'll wait if I ask her.
Ask her.
She'll move in if I ask her.
Please ask her.
Monday morning, criminal courts building. I'll be wearing a blue suit.
Wait a month. Wait a month for me.
I'm not marrying you.
Wait a month for me, and I'll wait a month for you. I'll try to work things out with Marilyn. I'll keep us together somehow for a month if you and Jenny will do the same for me.
We're wasting a lot of time. You know that, Leo? Huh? This conversation used up my entire engagement period.
Would you mind if I talked to her?
To Jenny?
Yes. Would you mind if I met with her alone and told her how I feel about all this?
Yes, I certainly would. Well, she doesn't need an interview to get into this family.
Are you afraid that she might agree with me?
All right, go ahead. You want to talk with Jenny, talk with her. But I promise you, a half an hour with her, you'll come back wondering why I waited so long.
Thank you. I'll call Jenny tonight.
Well, would you like me to call Marilyn? We could get wrap up the four of us in one night.
Listen, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
When?
I can't remember when, but I must have been. I don't know what the hell I'm doing in publicity. I was born to be a Jewish mother.
Leo exits. George goes to the phone and dials. Jenny picks up.
Hello?
I love you. You love me.
Of course I do. Who is this?
You're going to get a call from my brother. He thinks we're crazy.
Of course we are. What else is new?
Jenny, I've been thinking.
Hmm.
Let's call it off. Let's wait a month, maybe a couple of months.
All right. Whatever you say.
And I'd like you to move in here with me until we decide what to do.
I'll move in whenever you want.
I'm crazy about you.
I feel the same way.
Well, then forget what I said. It's still on for Monday morning.
I'll be there with my little bouquet.
They both hang up. George picks up a framed photo of Barbara. Blackout. This is the end of Act 1. We will now have our 5-minute intermission. At about 1 minute to go, I'll announce for the actors to return. Thank you, and please don't log out. See you in a few minutes. Act 2, Scene 1, Jenny's apartment. The doorbell rings. Jenny opens the door and finds Faye, who enters.
I thought you were taping 2 shows today.
Yeah, we're on a lunch break. If I asked you for an enormous favor, would you say yes and not ask any questions?
Yes.
How long are you keeping this apartment?
My lease is up in 2 months. Why?
Would you let me have the key?
Why do you want the key?
You promised no questions.
Well, that's before I knew the favor.
Please.
Oh, I don't want to know, Faye, but if it's something stupid, please don't do it.
Well, then take the key back because I don't know a smart way to have an affair.
Oh, Faye, what have you done?
Everything but consummation. That's why I need the key.
When did all this happen?
Well, what? So far, it's only 10% cocktail talk, but I'm kind of leaning towards happening.
I don't want to know who it is.
It's a secret I'll keep to my grave.
Why won't you tell me?
Because it's not important who it is. It's only important that I want to do it. Don't you understand, Jenny? If I don't have something like an affair, I'll scream.
Then scream.
I thought I'd try this first.
Oh, listen, maybe you're right. You're a grown woman. You know what you're doing.
Oh, the hell I do.
Well, then why are you doing it?
You tell me. Why are you marrying a man you've known for 2 weeks who was married to a woman he idolized for 12 years? Because today seemed lousy and maybe tomorrow will be better. I'll worry about next week, the year after.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, just leave me a map of all the quick exits from the apartment. I've got to get back to making America cry. Listen, Jenny, I may never use this, but I got to tell you, you are the best friend I've ever had.
When is this thing going to take place?
Back for a few days. I have to get hypnotized first.
Faye exits. The phone rings and Jenny answers it.
Hello? Oh, hello, my angel. I thought you were taking a bath. Oh, you are. No, I do not want to hear you blow bubbles. I do not want to hear your rubber ducky. You're down to 3 years old, George, and sinking fast.
The doorbell rings.
Oh, I think that's Leo. I'll see you for dinner. Well, I'm having spaghetti and you're having baby food. Bye.
She opens the front door.
Hello, Jenny.
Leo, come on in. I really enjoyed dinner the other night. Marilyn is a very sweet girl.
Thank you. We'll have to have you out to the house when you two get settled.
Oh, I would love it. Would you like some coffee and stale cookies? I'm trying to clean out the kitchen.
Only staying a few minutes. I just want to state my case and leave.
Oh, that sounds serious. All right, please sit.
He remains standing.
I have no right coming up here. This is really none of my business.
I think loving your brother is very much your business.
Thank you. So the reason I wanted to talk to you, Jenny, and if I'm out of line here, tell me. The reason I came up here today, the foundation for my thoughts, the structure for my desire to delineate the hell am I saying? Structure to delineate. What is that?
You think George and I are going too fast.
Exactly. Thank you. I thought that sentence was going to take me right into old age.
2 weeks is very fast.
In some circles, it's greased lightning. Be that as it may, and I hasten to add that I have never used expressions like be that as it may, or I hasten to add, but I'm having trouble. This is delicate territory, and I'm dealing with someone I care very much about.
Leo, I told George I would wait as long as he wanted. 2 weeks, 2 months, I don't care how long. He said, no, it's got to be Monday. It's all arranged. What is it you're afraid will happen, Leo?
Not sure. I once read in a magazine that the greatest loss that can happen to a man or a woman in terms of traumatic impact of a survivor is the death of a spouse. The loss of a parent, a child, a job, any catastrophe is not deemed as devastating as the death of a husband or wife. In time, most people work through it, but it needs the time. And I wouldn't want you and George to be hurt because that time was denied to him, to both of you.
I see. Have you and George talked about this?
Can't always read George's mind. He keeps so much bottled up. Maybe he spills it all out when he's alone at the typewriter. I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
What was it like when Barbara died?
Oh, I don't think you want to go through that, Jenny.
No, I don't. But you just made it clear how important it is that I do. Tell me, Leo.
All right. They were very close. I mean, as close as any couple I've ever seen. After 10 years, they still held hands in a restaurant. I'm married 11 years. I don't pass the salt to my wife. When George first found out how ill Barbara was, he just refused to accept it. I mean, he knew it was serious, but there was no way she was not going to beat it. And Barbara never let on to a soul that anything was ever wrong. Her best friend at the funeral said to George, "I just didn't know." One morning, George called me from the hospital and he said very quietly and simply, "She's gone, Leo." And it surprised me because I thought that when it was finally over, George would go to pieces. I mean, I expected a full cracker. And it worried me that he was so held together. I talked to him all the time. And then suddenly, I didn't hear from him for about 5 days. I got plenty scared. He didn't answer his door. So they let me in with a passkey. I found him in the bedroom, sitting in front of the TV with the picture on and no sound. He was in filthy pajamas. He must have dropped about 8 or 9 pounds. I said to him, "Hey, George, why don't you answer the phone? You okay?" And he said, "Fine, I'm fine, Leo." And then he reached over and touched my hand. And for the first time in a year and a half, the real tears started to flow. He cried through that entire night. I couldn't get him to eat. So the next morning, his doctor came by and he checked him into Mount Sinai. When he came out, he stayed with me for about a week. I couldn't even get him to leave the house. He had this fear that he would never make it back home. I finally got him to walk to the corner, and he wouldn't let go of my arm for a second. A few weeks later, he went into therapy, a really good doctor. He went for a month and then suddenly decided he wasn't going back. He wouldn't say why. So I called his doctor and he told me that George was making a very determined effort not to get better. Because getting better meant he was ready to let go of Barbara. One day he took off for Europe, not new places, just the ones he'd visited with Barbara. When he came back, he seemed better. So in my usual dumb, impulsive way, I thought he would want what I would want if I were in his place, companionship. But he has good instincts. He knows what's right for him. And I swear to you, Jenny, you are the best thing that could happen to that man. I was just hoping it would happen a little later. I'm sorry, but you wanted to hear it. I hope you understand.
I'm trying to.
In other words, I think the smart thing to do is wait, to get one thing over with before you start something new. Is it unfair of me to say that?
Forgive me. I'm sorry, but just let me get angry here for a second because I think I deserve it. Maybe you're right, Leo. Maybe George hasn't really dealt with Barbara's death yet, and maybe I haven't asked enough questions. I can only deal with one thing at a time. And even if there were no Barbara to deal with, this is scary enough. And I'm goddamn petrified.
Well, you shouldn't be.
What do you mean I shouldn't be? The thing I was most frightened to hear, you just sat there and told me.
That he loved her?
Yes.
That he was miserable when she died?
Yes, yes, of course I know it, but I don't want to hear it. Not now. My God, I'm moving into the woman's house Monday afternoon.
That's my point.
I'll wait as long as he wants, but it was his choice. He picked the date. And if that's not the sign of a man who wants to get healthy quickly, then I don't know what is. Oh, who picked me out as the stable one, Leo? I'd just come from 5 years of analysis and a busted marriage. I couldn't believe how lucky I was when George came into my life. And look at me now. I'm so damn nervous everything might fall apart. It still feels like it's hanging by a string. And this sharp pair of scissors is coming towards me, snapping away.
Jenny, I swear to you, the only reason I brought it up at all is because I feel so responsible. I'm the one that made the match.
Well, let me put your mind at rest. There are powers even higher than matchmakers. I promise you, Leo, even if what we're doing is not right, I will make it right.
Hey, I'll buy that. I'll see you Monday, kid.
Leo, do me a favor. Don't tell George what we talked about. Give us time to get to that ourselves.
I'm not even talking to George. I can't understand why he waited this long.
Leo opens the door and he leaves. Jenny heads for the bedroom, blackout. Scene 2, George's apartment, Monday morning, 9 a.m. Leo enters.
I've been waiting downstairs 15 minutes. Are we getting married today or what?
I cut myself shaving. I can't stop the bleeding. Was there any royalty in our family?
Yeah, King Irving from White Plains. Come on, the cab is going to cost you more than the honeymoon.
I slept for 12 minutes and I woke up twice during those 12 minutes.
Let's go, George. The judge has a lot of murderers to convict today.
Who is she, Leo? I'm marrying a woman. I don't know who she is.
Don't start with me, George. You drove me and all your friends half crazy, and now suddenly you want information?
I can't breathe. What a day to pick to not be able to breathe. What should I do, Leo?
I'll buy you a balloon you can suck on. George, I've got to know, are you calling this thing off? Because if you are, I can still catch a workout at the gym.
Will you have a little goddamn compassion? I can't even get my ex-analyst on the phone. What they care. $50 an hour, and all they do is protect you from doing something neurotic in their office. Well, listen, you're too busy. Run along. I don't want you at my wedding anyway. You're going to make those funny faces. You stand there and you do it all the time.
I did it at my wedding, never at yours.
You never told me what you and Jenny talked about.
She wasn't home.
Yeah? Well, she told me I was lucky to have such a concerned brother.
And she told me that I'm the one she really wants. She's just marrying you to make me jealous. Let's go, George. If you're late, this judge finds you.
You were right, Leo. It's all too soon. I should have waited till, 11, 11:30, 10 o'clock. All too soon.
Will you come on?
Leo pushes George out the door, blackout. Scene 3, Jenny's apartment, Faye enters. The phone rings.
Yes.
Faye,
What number did you want, please?
it's all right, Faye. It's me, Leo.
Leo who?
Faye, I haven't got time to play espionage. I can't meet you now. I've got to rush back to the airport. George forgot the airline tickets and his traveler's checks. The limousine had a flat on the Long Island Expressway, and Jenny's got the heaves. Can we do it tomorrow?
No, tomorrow's no good. Sydney and I are going to the marriage counselor.
What time do you get through?
I'm going there so I don't have to come here.
Cool it. Let's not get on track before the train gets started.
Leo, please, let's forget it. I can't go through with it.
Why?
I was seen by 2 little girls in the elevator.
Faye, please stop treating this like it's the Watergate break-in. You think we're the only ones doing this? What do you think they have lunch hours for? Look, I've got to run. There are two people about to leave on their honeymoon who aren't talking to each other. I'll call you later.
No, Leo.
I'm hungry for you. Hot, steaming, burning, hungry with desire. Oh, crap.
He rushes out of the apartment.
This is definitely my last affair.
Blackout. Scene 4, George's apartment 1 week later. George and Jenny enter.
Well, that was fun. 3 days of rain and 2 days of diarrhea.
George is looking at the mail. He doesn't look up at Jenny.
Don't forget to put your watch back an hour.
I don't want the hour. Let him keep it. Any mail for me?
You've only been living here for 38 seconds.
You're going to read your mail now?
It's from my publisher. He wants some revisions.
Again? You revised in Barbados. Anything soft to drink?
I think there's some beer in the refrigerator. Oh, I could strain it for you.
No, thanks. I think we have all the strain we can handle.
How many glasses of wine did you have on the plane?
2.
How many?
4.
You had 7.
I had 6.
And 2 at the airport. That makes 8.
Oh, right, it was 8, but it wasn't 7. Don't you accuse me of having 7.
You're tight, Jenny.
Oh, is that what's been bothering you all day, George? That I drank too much? I can't help it. I don't like flying, and I asked you to hold my hand, but you wouldn't do it. So I drank some wine instead.
I did hold your hand. And while I was holding it, you drank my wine.
All right, George, get it out. Get it all out. You're angry because I ate your macadamia nuts too, aren't you? And your package of Trident chewing gum. And I read the Time magazine you bought before you. You're sore because I knew what happened to people in the news ahead of you.
She glances through the mail.
Don't mix up my mail, please.
Oh, pardonnez-moi. I'll revise it later. You know, it's a little glum in here. We need lots of plants from the floor to the ceiling and sunshine. How do we get sunshine in here?
Jenny opens the blinds.
I think our best bet is to wait until the morning.
Oh, God, humor. At last, humor.
Look, it's been a lousy day. And because of the time difference, we get an extra hour of lousy. So why don't we just write it off and go to bed?
I'm hungry.
We just had dinner on the plane.
Oh, airplane food is not dinner. Come on, let's go get a chili burger.
I don't want one.
Ridiculous. Everybody wants a chili burger.
She pokes at him.
A nice, big, greasy, non-government inspected chili burger.
Cut it out, damn it. How many times do I have to tell you I don't want a goddamn chili hamburger?
Chili burger. The ham is silent.
Oh, very good. Give the girl 2 gallons of wine and the repartee really gets quick.
Well, never as quick as you, George. I'm just a dumb old country girl from Cleveland.
I noticed. Sitting on the plane with pen poised over the New York Times crossword puzzle for 3.5 hours. Pen never once touching the paper.
I'm sorry, George. Am I not literary enough for you? How's this? Up your syntax.
Well, I'll try it tonight. I've been looking for a thrill.
No, I've tried everything, including my funniest faces, to get a smile out of you since 8 o'clock this morning.
Why don't we try an hour of quiet?
Oh, I tried that in Barbados, and it turned into 24 hours of gloom.
Listen, I'm walking a very fine line tonight, and I would like to say things that would just get us both in trouble, and I don't want to deal with it now, okay? So let's just go to bed, and I hope these 2 extra strength Tylenol can do all that they claim to do, okay?
I would just as soon hear what you had to say.
I don't think you would.
Why don't you be in charge of saying it, and I'll be responsible for not wanting to hear it?
It's honeymoons go. I don't think you got too much of a break.
Really? I'm sorry you feel that way. I had an intermittently wonderful time.
Well, I don't know what you experienced in the past, and I'm no expert on honeymoons. But personally, I found me to be unbearably moody.
2 days in 7 isn't much of a complaint, which I never did. And I think we ought to limit our conversation to present honeymoons.
Well, you can't get to the present unless you go through the past.
Why? Jesus, George, is that what you did in Barbados? Compare honeymoons?
Why don't you ever ask me any questions, Jenny? Why do you treat our lives as though there was never a day that happened before we met?
I'm not overly curious, George. If there are things you want to tell me, then you tell me. But Christ, does it have to be our first night in this house?
Oh, good. I was wondering when that perfectly calm exterior was going to crack. Oh, thank God for a little antagonism.
Antagonism? Hell, this is pure fear. We haven't even started this conversation yet, and I'm scared to death.
Why?
I have terrific animal instincts, George. I know when my life's about to be threatened.
Aren't you even curious about who the hell we are? I mean, I think you've got some goddamn romantic image of this man with this tragic past right out of Jane Eyre.
You're the one with the writer's imagination, not me.
All right, I'll start. Well, who was Gus? I mean, I would appreciate some biographical information on the man that you spent some important years of your life with. Come on, Jenny, tell me something, anything. What was your honeymoon like? Would you say your sex life was A, good, B, bad, C?
Why are you doing this to me? I don't understand. Do you expect me to give you a detailed description of what it was like in bed with him? Is that what you want to hear?
Okay, Jenny, forget it.
You want to know the truth? I don't think I ever knew the first damn thing about sex, because what happened to you and me in Barbados was something I never dreamed was possible. I hope you felt the same way, George. I'm sorry. This is very painful for me to talk about, but I'll try, George. I'll try anything that's going to bring us closer to each other.
I said forget it.
No, God damn it. You're not going to open me up and then walk away from it. I went through one marriage ignorant as hell. At least let me learn from this one. What else? Ask me.
You're doing fine on your own.
George, I am not going to blow 5 years of analysis in one night because you don't have the nerve to finish what you started. I've always had problems with confrontations, but I swear to God, I'm going to get through this one. No other questions? Well, then can I ask a few?
Why not?
Tell me about Barbara.
She was terrific.
Oh, I know she was pretty. I see enough pictures of her all around here. Tell me about your honeymoon. You went to Europe, didn't you?
Paris, London, and Rome. Oh, if you want a romantic description.
No, I got the adjectives. George. What about the details? Big room, small room, view of the park, overlooking the Seine, four-poster bed. What was the wallpaper like?
Pop it, Jenny.
Why? What's wrong? Would you rather make out a list? What's safe to talk about and what's hands off?
I'm sorry, Jenny. I just don't think I'm up to this tonight.
Why, George, why is it so painful? What are you feeling now? Do you think that I'm expecting you to behave a certain way?
No, I expect it. I expect a full commitment from myself. I did it 12 years ago. Can't do it now.
I'm in no hurry. What you're giving me now is good enough for me. I know the rest will come.
How do you know? How the hell did you become so wise and smart? Oh, stop being so goddamn understanding, will you? Where's the crap out of me?
Well, then what do you want? Bitterness? Anger? Fury? You want me to stand toe to toe with you like Barbara did? Well, I'm not Barbara, and I will be damned if I'm going to try to recreate her life just to make my life work with you. This is our life now, George, and the sooner we start accepting that, the sooner we can get on with this marriage.
No, you're not Barbara. It's clear enough.
Oh, Jesus. George, if you want to hurt me, you don't have to work that hard.
Sorry. You just give me so much room to be cruel. I don't know when to stop. Look, I don't feel like making you happy tonight. I don't feel like having a wonderful time. I don't think I wanted a terrifically wonderful honeymoon either. I resent everything that you want out of marriage that I already had. And for making me reach so deep inside to give it to you. I resent being at L or at M and having to go all the way back to A. And most of all, I resent not being able to say in front of you that I miss Barbara so much. Christ, Jenny. I think I need a little outside assistance.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep.
Whatever you want.
God, as they say in the trade, problems, kid.
Blackout. Scene 5, Jenny's apartment 2 days later. Faye enters wearing a sheet. Leo follows her, zipping up his pants.
I'm sorry.
Get it?
Don't be like that.
Oh, what should I be like?
It was an important phone call. I had to take it.
You know, it's not your taking it that bothers me. It's when you took it, I felt was badly timed.
Half my year's gross income depended on that call. He's my biggest client. Come on back. Faye, what do you say? They won't call again.
You mean you actually gave out this number? I changed taxis 3 times coming over here and you gave out that number?
It's just a number. It could be a luncheonette. He doesn't know. Faye, that phone call meant $30,000 to me.
Jesus, I'm worried I'm going to be emotionally scarred for life and you are getting rich.
You're so tense, Faye. You've been tense since I walked in the door. I knew when I came in and we shook hands, things weren't going to be relaxed.
I'm no good at this, Leo. I'm nervous and I'm clumsy.
Don't be silly. You've been wonderful.
Sorry about your shoes.
It's just a little red wine. They're practically dry.
Your socks too?
Don't worry about it. Hey, Faye. Faye, have I offended you in some way? Have I been inconsiderate, insensitive?
No, aside from adultery, you've been a perfect gentleman. I don't know, Leo. I just didn't think it would be so complicated, so noisy.
Noise?
Yeah.
Noise.
My heart's pounding like a cannon. They must hear it all over the building.
I'll turn on the radio. They'll think it's the rhythm section. Hey, would you like to dance?
Are you serious?
Absolutely. You think it's corny.
Yeah.
I happen to be a very corny guy. Come on, dance with me.
With red wine in your shoes, you'll squeak.
Leo pulls Faye to her feet.
Come on. Flamingo, like a flame in the sky.
You're crazy, Leo.
To my lover nearby.
You are embarrassing me.
Hey, flamingo. Bobbity, 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 boom. One dip. Just give me one old-fashioned dip.
He dips her.
Let me up, Leo. I am in no mood to be dipped.
She slips and they slide to the floor.
Jesus, you're pretty.
I'm not.
Tell me you're not. I'm telling you, you're pretty.
Right, I'm pretty. I don't want to argue.
Pretty, and you're sweet, and you've got the softest face.
You've done this before, haven't you, Leo?
You get some particular thrill in dousing me with ice water?
No, I mean, you're so good at it. I admire your professionalism. It's also well crafted, like a really well-built cabinet.
Where do you find a parallel between my lovemaking and woodwork?
Oh, I may be new at this, Leo, but I'm not naive. You've had affairs with married women before, haven't you?
No.
Leo, you've done this a lot.
Okay, there was one woman, but she was waiting for her divorce to come through.
A lot.
Maybe one other.
You've done it a lot.
A few times, I swear.
A lot.
Yes, a lot. But they were never important to me. Today is important to me.
Oh, please, Leo.
What
You know, a lot of meaningless affairs does not raise my appreciation of what we're doing.
Well, then it's not just a phone call that's bothering you. It's something else. You know what the real problem is? You don't have a good enough reason to be here.
Well, that's a funny thing to say to a woman who shopped in 12 stores for the right underwear.
Well, then maybe we rushed it. I rushed it, okay? Maybe this isn't the right time for you, Faye.
What the hell do you know about it? I mean, a couple of lousy affairs, you're suddenly Margaret Mead. Listen, when Jenny began having trouble with Gus, she decided to see an analyst. And I asked her, when was the time that you finally realized you needed one? You know what she said? She said it was the day I found myself in his office. Well, I'm here in your office, and I need something in my life. I've already tried transcendental meditation, health foods, and jogging. And I am now serenely, tranquilly, and more robustly unhappy than I've ever been in my life. So don't tell me this isn't the right time for me, Sydney.
Leo?
Leo! Oh, shit.
Oh, Faye, sweet Faye.
Oh.
You are so much more interesting looking than you were 12 years ago. You have so much character in your face.
You were right before, Leo. I don't have a good enough reason to be here. Because what I want, I can't have. I want what Jenny has. The excitement of being in love again. You know, I'm so jealous of her I could scream. I did for her what I wish I could have done for myself. And in return, I got her apartment to do exactly what I swore when I was young and pretty that I would never end up doing when I became interesting looking with character.
I think you're a very confused person, Faye.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I was crazy about you, Faisy. Never stopped thinking about you all through the years. I used to skim through the trades to see if you were working or not.
So why didn't you ever try to get in touch with me?
I heard you were happily married.
I heard you were too.
Go trust people.
Yeah.
You know, what would have happened if we had married each other?
Well, I hope a hell of a lot more than happened today. What's your opinion?
I think we'd have turned out swell.
Yeah, well, you don't really believe that, do you?
No,
Then why did you say it?
I thought it would make you happy.
You're awful.
Why? Because I want to please you? Are we better off deluding ourselves that ours would have been one of the great love affairs of the 20th century? I know what it is, and you know what it is. Why do we have to call it something we both know it isn't?
Because sometimes a person needs delusion.
Leo puts on the rest of his clothes.
Not me. I need something new. It's why I like show business. There's another opening every 3 weeks. I can't be monogamous then. What can I do? Take shots for it? But in our system, I'm put down as a social criminal. I can't be faithful to my wife. And I hate the guilt that comes with playing around. So I compromise. I have lots of unpleasurable affairs. And what makes it worse? I really do care for Marilyn. I don't like coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning to the back of a cold, angry woman. And I don't like you coming up here under any false pretense. I would love to make love to you, but that's the end of the sentence. I don't want to find romance. I don't want to dance on the ceiling or have my heart stand still when she walks through the door, because I really don't want to hurt anyone anymore. All I want is a little dispassionate passion.
Boy, did I ever come to the wrong store to shop.
So what have we got here? We got one romantic, unhappy woman and one indifferent, frustrated man, and one available and unused bedroom is what we got here.
You know, you finally got me in the mood, and your honesty got me right out of it.
Anyway, I like you too much. Making love to people you like is dangerous.
Good. Save it for your enemies.
Well, look, I can still get some work done. Can I drop you downtown?
You mean leave together? Suppose someone sees us.
Listen, they could have seen us in bed and never suspected anything. Come on, get dressed.
You know, Leo, as a lover, you make a terrific friend. Say, would you mind giving me one warm, passionate, and very sincere kiss? Because I'll be goddamned if I'm going home empty-handed.
Hold on to your sheet, kid. Kissing is my main thing.
He kisses her gently and then more passionately. As he does, Jenny walks in. She sees them and freezes.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Christ.
I should have called. I didn't think.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Crazy. No harm done. We're all adults. It's a grown-up world. These things happen. We have to be mature.
Oh, shut up, Leo.
Look, I just came by to pick up some clothes. I can do it later.
Don't think, Jenny. Don't think until I talk to you tonight. Promise me you won't think.
I won't. I promise. Goodbye, Leo. Say hello to Matt.
Oh,
Goodbye, Leo.
Jenny exits to the kitchen.
this is one of those situations in life that a lot of people find humor in. I don't.
Faye exits to the bedroom.
That's a first for me. Never happened before. Never caught by a sister-in-law. Never.
Blackout. Scene 6, George's apartment about 1 hour later. George enters from the bedroom carrying a suitcase. He puts a note on the desk and heads for the door. Jenny enters and sees George and his luggage.
Hi.
Hi.
He had some messages. Jill James at CBS called and said you start shooting again on Monday. They'll send the pages over tonight. And Faye called a few minutes ago, said it was urgent that she talked to you and are you available for lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that was it.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I couldn't take my eyes off your suitcase.
I tried to explain in a letter. I left it on the bed.
Oh, good. I was worried that I wasn't getting any mail. Where are you going?
Los Angeles. Someone at Paramount wants to do the Duchess of Limehouse as a film.
When did all this come up?
2 weeks ago.
Why didn't you tell me?
I had no reason to go 2 weeks ago.
Oh, leave it to you to make a point clear. How long will you be gone?
I don't know.
Where will you stay?
I don't know.
Just gonna circle the airport for a few days?
Boy, you never lose your equilibrium, do you?
You think not? I'd hate to see an x-ray of my stomach right now.
I don't think us being apart's going to do us any damage.
Probably no worse than being together for the past few days.
But if it's really important that you get in touch with me, Leo will know where I am.
Oh, and I'll know where Leo is.
I don't think I have anything else to say. How about you?
I have no statement to make at this time.
Glad you have some work coming your way. I know it's important to you. That's what you want.
Oh, I'm glad you know what I want, George. If you told me 5 years ago, I could have saved a lot of doctor money.
I was busy 5 years ago.
You don't have to remind me. Interesting how this all worked out. You pack up and go and leave me with all your memories. Oh, go on. Get the hell out of here, will you? Your mystery plane is waiting to take you, shrouded in secrecy, to your phantom hotel on the intriguing West Coast. Even your life is turning into a goddamn spy novel.
George sits down.
Oh, I've got a few minutes. Well, I don't want to miss out on what promises to be our most stimulating conversation since I thought you were an 85-year-old woman on the phone.
Isn't it amazing? The minute I get angry and abusive, it's one of the few times I can really hold your attention. What can I say that will really hurt you, George? I want to send you off happy.
She goes to punch him and he blocks her arm.
Just going will be reward enough.
Well, you know what you want better than me, George. I don't know what you expect to find out there, except a larger audience for your 2 shows a day of suffering. I know I'm not as smart as you. Maybe I can't analyze and theorize and speculate on why we behave as we do and react as we do. But there's one thing I do know. I know how I feel. And I know I can stand here watching you try to destroy everything I've ever wanted in my life, wanting to smash your face with my fists because you won't even make the slightest effort to opt for happiness, and still know that I love you. You mean so much to me that I am willing to take all your abuse and insults and insensitivity because that's what you need to do to prove that I'm not going to leave you. Well, I can't promise that I'm not going to die, George. That's asking too much. But if you want to test me, go ahead and test me. You want to leave? Leave. But I'm not the one who's going to walk away. And I don't know that I can take it forever, but I can take it for tonight. And I can take it next week. Next month, I may be a little shaky, but I'll tell you something, George. No matter what you say about me, I feel good about myself. I am wonderful. I am nuts about me. And if you're stupid enough to throw someone sensational like me aside, then you don't deserve as good as you've got. Oh, and don't tell me what I want, because I'll tell you what I want. I want a home, and I want a family, and I want a career too. Oh, and a dog, and a cat, and 3 goldfish. I want everything. There's no harm in wanting it, George, because there's not a chance in hell we're going to get all of it anyway. But if you don't want it, you've got even less than a chance than that. You know, everyone's out there looking for easy answers. And if you don't find it at home, well, just hop into another bed and maybe you'll come up lucky. Maybe. You'd be surprised at some of the maybes I've seen out there lately. Well, none of that for me, George. You want me, then you fight for me, because I'm fighting like hell for you. I will admit, however, that I do have one fault. Sometimes I don't know when to stop talking. And for that, I'm really sorry, George. I apologize. I am now through.
Tell you one thing. I'm glad you're on my side.
Do you mean it, George?
Well, I didn't hear half of what you said because I was so mesmerized by your conviction. I'm crazy about you. I want you to know that.
I know that.
No, you don't. I'm absolutely crazy about you.
No, I didn't know that. You're right.
I want to walk over there right now and I want to take you in my arms and say, okay, we're finished with the bad stuff. Now what's for dinner? Like, I'm stuck, Jimmy. I'm just stuck someplace and it's driving me crazy. So, something is keeping me glued here, like some oversized stuffed chair.
I could rearrange the furniture.
Oh, don't make it so easy for me. I'm fighting to hold on to my self-pity and just my luck. I run into the most understanding girl in the world. Look, let me go to Los Angeles. Let me try to get unstuck. I'll be at the Chateau Marmont Hotel and I'll be in my room unsticking like crazy.
Couldn't I go with you? I wouldn't bother you. I would just watch.
Take care of yourself.
George, would you mind very much if I slept in my apartment while you're gone? I feel funny about staying in this place alone.
I understand.
If you don't call me, can I call you?
You know, we may have one of the most beautiful marriages. Who was ever in trouble?
Blackout. Scene 7, Jenny's apartment. The doorbell rings. Faye opens the door, and it's Leo.
Oh, hello. Do I look as surprised as you?
What are you doing here?
Just dropped by.
To see me?
No.
Oh, thank God. I was afraid it was one of those habits you can't break.
Is Jenny home?
Yeah, she's in the shower. She moved back last night. So much for our matchmaking.
Actually, I came back hoping to find my wallet. I think I dropped it in the bedroom yesterday during the mass exodus.
Yeah, Jenny found it. She woke up in the middle of the night with a credit card lump under her head.
Did she say anything about us?
Not her style. I'm in the process of forgetting about yesterday. I'm seeing Jenny's old doctor on Monday.
That's terrific. I'm glad you're doing something constructive about your problems.
What about you, Leo? What are you doing?
Nothing. I have no intention of changing, so why should I pay some doctor to make me feel guilty about it?
What about you and Marilyn? Are you separating?
Yeah, but not this year. We have too many dinner dates. Well, I'll see you around, kid.
Yeah, every place but here.
Keep your options open. Makes life more interesting.
Why is it the more you say things I don't like, the more interesting you get?
That's what's going to cost you $50 an hour to find out. You know, we never did finish that warm, passionate, friendly kiss.
You know what? I think I'm just crazy enough to try it.
As they kiss, Jenny walks in from the bedroom, drying her hair with a towel.
Hey, was that the phone I heard before? Oh, Jesus, is that the same kiss from yesterday?
My regiment was just called up and I'm saying goodbye to everybody.
Leo, have you heard from George?
No, but give him a couple of days, Jen. He'll figure it out. Jesus, life was so simple when we were kids. No matter how much trouble you got into outside, when you got home, you always got a cupcake.
Leo exits.
I feel so foolish. You hate me?
I could never hate you. Say, why did you pick Leo?
Well, because I was intimate with him before I met Sydney. I just wanted to practice with someone I already knew.
You have a very peculiar bookkeeping system.
Well, anyway, Sydney and I are going to an adult motel in New Jersey this weekend. From now on, I'm only cheating with the immediate family. I gotta go. Jenny, are you sure you're going to be all right? I mean, being here all alone?
Wait a minute. Am I having a deja vu, or have we played this scene before?
The dialogue does seem awfully familiar.
Oh God, our life is on a loop. Oh, does this mean I have to go out with that giant from Chicago again?
Yeah, I better come in before, I better go before Leo comes in with a bottle of red wine. You know, there's a lesson to be learned from all of this. I wonder what the hell it is.
Faye exits. Blackout. Scene 8, George's apartment. He enters.
Jenny! Jenny!
In her apartment, Jenny dials the phone.
Los Angeles, please. Oh, I'd like the number of the Chateau Marmont Hotel. Yes, I think it is West Hollywood. 656-1010. Thank you.
She starts to dial, but then she hangs up.
Oh, patience, Jenny. Don't pressure him.
As she sits back, George completes dialing a number and the phone rings.
Oh God, I'm so smart. Hello?
Serene?
Who?
Is this Serene Jurgens? It's George Schneider, Leo's brother. Well, I just arrived on the coast, darling.
Oh, tell me
I'm
you're
free.
tell me you're joking, George. Right now, I wouldn't know humor if it hit me with a truck.
Oh, well then, you better pull off the highway. How are you? What have you been doing?
Watching the telephone. Nothing good on until now. How's the weather there?
George looks around his apartment.
Oh, about 84 degrees. A little humid.
Same here. How are you, George?
Dumb. Oh, dummy. Dumbo.
Why?
Well, when Barbara and I had a fight, I'd walk around the block and come back 20 minutes later feeling terrific. At the airport, I said to myself, of course, George, that's what I should do. And that's what I did.
I can't believe it. You mean you just walked around the block?
Yes.
Well, what's so dumb about that?
I was in the Los Angeles airport when I thought of it.
Well, where are you? Here or there?
Wait, I'll look. Looks like I'm here.
You're back. You're in New York.
I never even checked into the Chateau Marmont. No, I suddenly remembered a question Dr. Orenstein used to told me to ask myself whenever I felt trouble coming on. The question is, what are you afraid would happen most if?
I'm listening.
So I said to myself, George, what is it you're most afraid would happen if you went back to New York, to Jenny, and started your life all over again? The answer was so simple. I'd be happy. I've stared at happiness in the face. Jenny, I embrace it.
Oh, George, have you got any left to embrace me?
Not from here. Oh, you'd need one of those long-armed fellas for that.
Well, what are we waiting for? Your place or mine?
Neither. I think we need to have a new one called ours.
Oh, thank you, George. I was hoping we would.
Thus, feeling every bit as good about me as you do about you, I finished the last chapter of the new book on the plane. I've got it with me. You want to hear the dedication?
Yes, George.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
To Jenny, Falling into Place by George Schneider. To Jenny, a nice girl to spend the rest of your life with.
The end. We hope you enjoyed the play. You may now unmute yourselves and also go to gallery view, and you can make comments and ask the actors questions. But before we do that, we hope you enjoyed the show, and I'd now like to introduce the cast in order of appearance. First, Leo, played by Bob Alpert.
Thank you.
George, played by Nick Mervosh.
Thank you for coming. Welcome.
Faye, played by Ann Bass, who is also our director.
Hi, everybody.
And Jenny, who's played by Bobby Ruth, is also our singer from the top of the show.
Hi, friends and fans, and my brother and sister in California.
Chateau Marmont Hotel. And say hello to Linda Sion, our wonderful narrator.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed the show.